諦めずにまた毎月11日のノーニュークスアクション参加してくれて本当にご苦労様です。 Thank you very much for joining our 21st every 11th of month No Nukes Action Rally. Thank you. The last month, March 11th, marked the third anniversary of Fukushima accident, and then 10 locations of the Japanese consulate in USA and one embassy, we coordinated and then wrote a letter to Prime Minister. And then a couple of consul received the letter in person. And even Brazil, General Consul got the letter in person. So I really don't know why the San Francisco Consul refused to take our letter in person last month. Before that, for the 19 times, they kindly received our letter in person. Today, April 11th, seems like Consul Hayakawa doesn't come down. So after rally, maybe one of us go up office to give, because my name is already blocked. I cannot go up. Wonderful, Connie. Right, Connie? Thank you. So this is again review from the March 11th through today, April 11th. So many things happened for last 1 month. Each time rally, we talk here every last month. Many things happen. This time also happened, but many laws are passed, approved in the cabinet. The newest law passed is April 11th, so today in Japan, yesterday, April 11th, the basic energy plan approved by cabinet. This plan designated nuclear power as an important source of electricity. This law definitely destroyed our hope, which zero nuclear policy, which previous government by a Democratic Party promised zero nuclear policy by 2030. The Abe PM and the governing party is clearly showing they are proponent of the nuclear power policy. So that they are pushing hard to restart many reactors in Japan and going to export to the nuclear power. But over 150,000 people had to be located because by this Fukushima accident. And then many people are still struggling having their lives. Many people are still living in temporary housing. They were not happy. And especially children are still living in a danger area. So how Japanese government to propel this policy to restart reactors in Japan? I can really not believe this is happening. And also very contentious, important part of this plan is the nuclear recycling program. Do you know that Rokkashomura facility is try to reprocess recycling from the spent fuel to retract the plutonium and then uranium, but it's already 22 billion spent to build this facility, which is 2兆2000億円2兆2000億円 already spent, and then over 20 years taking time to build this 6カ所 facility, and originally should be finished by 2009, but problem over problem, mistake and mistake, mishappening by mishappening, this facility never finished, and then planning to that is finished next year. But also this 6カ所 facility is even dangerous than any nuclear reactor. Greenpeace indicate that if the facility starts operation, then the radiation amount they release to the air and ocean per day is the same as one nuclear reactor disperse the radiation amount per year. And then the proliferation of the plutonium in the Monju, sure the government put more budget, more energy to restart, but those also very dangerous. The Japanese is earthquake country, and as long as human being operate a nuclear plant and those nuclear facility, we're gonna have mistake and error and make the catastrophe. This Fukushima accident is not only by tsunami and earthquake. Human-made disaster. The collusion of government and the industry made this happening. And then let's see, April 1st, I think Japan has a law that prohibit export the weapon with exception, but they changed the law that made more exception wider, so that the near future, anytime, Japan can export the weapon to abroad, and even the high power killing weapon can be exported. And now scary, Japan government and the Abe Prime Minister is try to approve the, let's see, approve the, hold on please. Approve the, let's see, it's called exercising the right to collective self-defense. 集団的自衛権の行使容認. So if this exercise was approved, Japan can send the military, we call it the self-defense army, but it's military, to send out to abroad to join the war. Japan seems like really going rush, full speed to the back militarism. Japan can join the war outside, which is maybe joined to the Americans' war. We don't really need a war at all. Japan should keep the Article 9 of our Constitution, but we have to really watch out. Japan is rapidly galloping to the of the militarism. So we don't really want to have never, the Fukushima again, also never war. And it's so many things happened, and then that's the April 4th, even something happened, I forgot what it is. It's I think nuclear treaty things happen so that we can export. I think this matter, Umi Hagitani might explain later. Anyway, things are happening. It's endless. It is really, but if you If you give up, that's it. They are waiting us to give up. So we have to still firmly stand and then keep on fighting. And then we have to voice out. Today we have a letter, so hope the letter reached the Prime Minister. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shut down all the nukes!
Shut down all the nukes.
Shut down all the nukes!
Shut down all the nukes.
Shut down all the nukes!
Shut down all the nukes.
Shut down all the nukes!
Shut down all the nukes.
Shut down all the nukes!
Shut down all the nukes.
The next speaker out is Steve Zelter.
Okay, thank you, brothers and sisters. We're here today to let the Japanese government know, Prime Minister Abe, that people all over the world are opposed to restarting the nuclear plants. I was in Japan with my wife, and it was on Fukushima last month on March the 11th. And we had a rally of about 1,000 people, and farmers, of community people, of trade unionists, and young people, musicians, and others came to Fukushima. And one of the reasons that they came to Fukushima is that there are many memorials in Japan on the 11th, on March the 11th, but most of them are sad and depressed. It's a terrible thing what happened in Japan. But we cannot be sad and depressed. We have to fight for the living. We have to fight to make sure that another Fukushima does not happen again. And unfortunately, the Japanese government and TEPCO and the United States government say that they can overcome radiation. They're telling people that they can move back to Fukushima. They're saying that the people are not really contaminated. And when we were walking through Fukushima, we saw a dosimeter, we saw a Geiger counter saying that it was a safe area. And we looked at we did another Geiger counter, we had there a dosimeter, it was double what they said on the sign. So in other words, the government has said that they're decontaminating Fukushima. It's not true. The contamination is still there. And we also went to Kyoto and had a rally in Kyoto, and in Kyoto also there were different speakers, and there was a demonstration of young people and labor. There were about 7,000 people in Osaka that we went to as well. And the government and the police are trying to intimidate people. They take video of people, and they've been arresting anti-nuclear activists. Imagine being arrested for having a flyer saying that you should not burn nuclear rubble, that it's dangerous to burn nuclear rubble. People who are handing out these flyers are being arrested for handing out flyers saying that they should not burn nuclear rubble in Osaka. This is an outrage, and this is combined really with the secrecy laws in Japan. They want to make it a secret, state secret, to tell people the truth about Fukushima, to tell people about the continued radiation. And people are getting thyroid cancer. And the government is refusing to release the information about how many surgeries there have been of thyroid cancer. Now, if there was no problem with radiation and cancer, why wouldn't the government release this information? You would think that they'd be happy to release the information. They don't want to release the information because it shows there's a growing epidemic of cancers and thyroid cancers, and that people in Japan are being contaminated. Not only in Fukushima, but in Sendai and around the whole area. So we have to say that you cannot overcome radiation, and you cannot decontaminate Fukushima. They have spent billions of dollars, as Jesus said, to decontaminate Fukushima. Yet the radiation, the cesium, it's in the air, it's in the trees, it's all over, including in the sludge of Osaka. They collected the sludge, and they found that the sludge was contaminated. It had cesium. So this is spreading out throughout Japan. And it's a danger to Japan, it's a danger to the people of the world. And in the face of this great danger, the government says they want to restart the nuclear plants, and that nuclear is going to be part of the energy grid in Japan. Can we afford another Fukushima? No! Can we afford another Hiroshima? No! Can we afford another Nagasaki? Now, one of the things we learned is that there's more radiation in Fukushima, these 3 reactors that melted down, than there was in the bomb that dropped on Hiroshima. That in these reactors, they have a collected amount of plutonium and all kinds of radioactive material, which is far more than what was in the bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima. So this is a very dangerous thing. People don't know about it. People are not being told the danger of these 3 nuclear meltdowns, and they're continuing. The workers there are, in fact, being told, not being prepared when they go to the plant. Many of them are not registered, and the president of the Osaka Day Laborers Union said that 800 members of his union were missing who had gone to Fukushima. They disappeared. So, and the Yakuza, the Japanese government now, is involved in working with the Yakuza and other contractors to bring in workers who are untrained on health and safety and who are not being registered, so if they get cancer, they will not receive medical care and medical treatment. This is an outrage that these workers who are being used there are being used basically as cannon fodder. They're sent into the plants, they're getting contaminated, they're going to get sick and cancer, and they're not getting the protection. So we have to say, defend the workers at Fukushima, let the children and the families leave and get them compensation, and no more Fukushimas, stop the nuclear plants. Thank you.
Thank you. Today is a very rare attendant. She is originally from India. So let's invite Binda. Binda. Thank you. She found this rally through my store in Berkeley. Wonderful, and she came and attended.
I am very privileged to be here, and I'm very privileged to be here, and you must be aware that there are nuclear power plants being built in India, which are being opposed by the population. One near in Tamil Nadu, Kudankulam, and there's another one on the west coast of India, Jetapur, and the government has resorted to military tactics and ignored the people's wishes. The fishermen know that they will lose their livelihood. So Fukushima is all of us. It's, you know, and I wish there were hundreds of thousands of us here, but millions will be affected, billions, if something goes very wrong, as it just might. In the meantime, I admire your work, and I'm very proud to be part of it. Thank you. Victory to the people who are against nuclear power.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you know that California, one of nuclear plant, San Onofre, was shut down, but we still have the Diablo Canyon. So let's hear about that from Umi Hagitani. Thanks.
Hello everybody, my name is Umi Hagitani, and I have just, I would like to talk a little bit about Diablo Canyon nuclear power plant, which is about 3-4 hours from here. On March 11th, thank you for your, support for No Nukes Action and all the Consulate General around that area. There is protest against the nukes happen in many of the consulate communities in the U.S. During that time, I was in Diablo Canyon. We started, Diablo Canyon nuclear power plant was built on the indigenous land of Chumash people, and it was opposed by so many people. But it was over 15 years of the discussion about the construction. It was built in 1980s, and then since then the local community has been challenging how to fight the power, how to shut it down. But it's very hard because the local community, many of the local projects like the school, education projects, the healthcare, all these things are funded by PG&E. I went there for specific reasons to want to see the community that is affected by the Diablo Canyon power plant, and also to see as the Bay Arean whose electricity is depending on their sacrifice. As we know, we have our electricity is 9% depending on Diablo Canyon power plant. So when we're plugging our computer, if you use it for 2 hours or something, 10 minutes, you're depending on it. So we have to keep that in mind. So I wanted to see what the community was like. And it was very, very beautiful, and it actually reminded of the area that I'm from, Ibaraki, Fukushima, that area, very beautiful. We started walking from Guadalupe. That was really beautiful farmland. Many of the workers are Mexicans, and I held the Geiger counter that I got from here and monitor it. It was about, the highest reading was like 62 on the south. 62 CPM is really high. When I monitor here, it's about like 24 CPM counter per minute. So it's about 3 times higher, and it's not even higher around the Diablo Canyon power plant, but it's more, the wind is blowing south. So towards Santa Barbara, all of these people who are making organic food for us are downwinders. Historically, they have been downwinders. And if something like Fukushima happens, then they will be downwinders for sure. So for our health and for their health, we have to support the community that can survive without nuclear power. And as you know, in Japan, in the reactor number 4, they're about like 1/3 of spent fuel rust taken away already from the spent fuel pool. But that is really devastating the level of the radiation around the area. Not only in Fukushima, in the entire Kanto area, there's an increase. So even if we shut down all the reactor power plants, there will be so much more problems that we have to decontaminate. So in that way, I would like to urge you to go visit Diablo Canyon Nuclear Power Plant. Go visit there, know the community. And there's one more thing that I would like to add is that coming Monday, we are going to flyer at many bar stations against global military spending. We are right now using $2 million per an hour for nuclear weapons related money. That's a lot of money. And this budget is supposed to include decontamination of Hanford, the Livermore, and all that. But we are going to fiscal year 2014, we're using $2 million per an hour, and we're going to double it for fiscal year 2015 without any increase in decontamination. Is this okay? No. So at many bar station, namely Dublin Pleasanton station that is close to the Livermore, and also in the MacArthur station, we'll be leafletting from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., then to 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. against this military budget. Nuclear reactor, every nuclear reactor is the spent fuel storage for nuclear weapons, and we don't need this. We don't need, before talking about Fukushima or Hiroshima, even before Hiroshima, we contaminated our land here in the U.S., and we have to stop that, our dependency on both nuclear power and nuclear weapons. Thank you.
Thank you. I just want to mention that from India person, David, Bindu spoke. I just watched the 20-minute documentary Indian director made about India's terrible nuclear situation. The people, local people, got the nuclear plant in their village are totally suffering, like Fukushima after accident. Plant are releasing so much radiation, and then keeping the temperature of the bay 2-3 degrees higher. A lot of people have a health problem, and the fishermen cannot fish there anymore. And the industry said they will hire local people when the plants are built, but they didn't. And their village people are totally retaliating. I saw that, and I was very stunned because it is just like after Fukushima. Even in India, there were no accidents, like Fukushima, but it is same situation after India. The May 10th, we are going to have a big event in Berkeley. May 10th, Saturday, between 2 p.m. to 5 p.m., Berkeley Public Library, West Branch, which is on University Avenue near San Pablo, please see our website, www.nonukes.action.wordpress.com. So you will see the address there. There we are showing the Steve Zelter and Kazumi Tori, both are videographer, went to Japan around before after March 11th, took so much videos, and they interviewed Hiroaki Koide and then Masaki Shimoji and other many important people. So they are going to show. Also, we like to show the 20 minutes this Indian documentary which called High Power. So please come and take a look. And next is Cecile. How about Cecile Pineda? No? Your turn.
Good afternoon. Are we on? Are we on? Yes?
Try to close. Close to. No.
Close, like this?
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Cecile Pineda, and I am the author of Devil's Tango. How I learned the Fukushima step by step. I simply want to announce that recently the Nuclear Regulatory Commission of the United States announced that they would no longer be responsible for the safety of U.S. nuclear power plants. Just wanted to share that with you today. Thank you.
Okay, before we go to next, hold on a second.
Yeah, like there is a.
Sorry, we're gonna change. So while change this battery, let's shout.
Okay.
Shut down all the nukes!
Shut down all the nukes!
Shut down all the nukes! Shut down all the nukes!
Shut down all the nukes!
Shut down all the nukes!
Shut down all the nukes!
再稼働反対！再稼働反対！再稼働反対！再稼働反対！ Shut down all the nukes! Shut down all the nukes! 福島 never again! 福島 never again! 福島 never again! 福島 never again! 広島 never again! 広島 never again! 長崎 never again! 長崎 never again! Hello, hello, hello. Test, test, test. Yeah. Ready. Cecile Pineda. One more time, please. Yeah.
One more time. I'm Cecile Pineda. I'm the author of Devil's Tango, How I Learned the Fukushima Step by Step. I want to announce that this past week, the American Nuclear Regulatory Commission announced that it would not be responsible anymore for the safety of the 104 American nuclear reactors, 23 of which are the exact same model as the Mark I boiling water reactors that failed at Fukushima. They were sold throughout the world by General Electric, knowing that they had a 90% probability of containment failure. Thank you.
Okay, so every rally we write letter to Prime Minister. This time, Hagitani Umi-chan wrote. So let her read loud.
こんにちは。今回はですね、前回陳情書という形じゃなくて前回嘆願書という形で書いて、受け取ってもらえなかったということや、それからそうですね、いろいろその日本の法律でも 議会の人たちを通さなきゃ受け入れてもらえないとかいうことがあるので、また陳情書という形に戻って、少し書かせていただきました。So this is merely a request or kind of proposal letter, because we noticed, like, from the coordinated actions that some of the consulates really haven't come down to see the citizens of Japan or people who are concerned in many locations, and so we're going back to a request letter. And I'm very sorry that I've written in Japanese and I'm going to summarize this on my own, but I'm going to read Japanese first. And this is addressed to the PM Abe and also Mr. Nemoto Takumi, who is in charge of the Reconstruction, Ministry of Reconstruction. 陳情書、日本国内閣総理大臣安倍晋三殿および日本国内閣復興庁福島原発事故再生総括担当根本匠殿、いまだに収束するめどの立たない福島第一原発での事故が始まってから3年と1ヶ月が過ぎました。私たちカリフォルニア州に住む仲間の間では、福島由来の放射性物質の自主検査、食品の自主モニタリング、そしてこの原発事故から学ぼうという人々が日々お互いに助け合っています。少なからず福島や東北地方からの避難民受け入れも続いており、支え合うことでこの原発事故を生き抜いています。私たちは米国に住みながら日本と強い関わりを持つ者として今の日本の現状を憂いており、こうして毎月領事館を訪れております。先月は全米の領事館で一斉行動として各地域の人々が各領事を通じて日本への声を届けました。領事館が日本国民及び日本につながりのある人々の窓口であることを心強く思い、今月も私たちの声を安倍首相と、そして復興庁の根本匠殿に届けます。今でもさまざまな団体や個人が声を上げておりますので、あえてここでご説明する必要はないかもしれませんが、カリフォルニアに住む私たちから日本に、そして日本の政策の根幹を共同で作り上げてきた米国に対しても内側から届けるつもりで、以下の3つのお願いをいたします。1つ、線量の高い地域に住んでいる子どもたちが移住、保養、医療等の支援が受けられるよう、原発事故子ども被災者支援法をすべての自治体で適用し、またすでに避難した子どもたちの現状に沿った改定をできるように支援体制を整えてください。一つ、先日衆議院議会で可決されたトルコ、そしてアラブ首長国連邦との原子力協定を今すぐ白紙撤回してください。日本と同様、地震国家であるトルコ現地の100以上の市民団体が抗議をしています。そしてこのプロジェクトに充てられる2兆円の予算は、避難者及び被災者支援、そして出身地を問わず、全国の子どもたちの甲状腺がんの検査と治療に充ててください。一つ、現在、福島第一原発の4号機内にある核燃料棒の約3分の1が燃料プールから取り出されたようですが、いまだに地域住民への作業工程の説明もないまま、周辺地域及び関東地方全体の線量が上昇しています。福島第一原発での作業状況及び正確な線量を毎日国営放送で報道してください。以上の3つのお願いを聞いていただくだけでも、今後何十年規模の予算改定や国家政策、外交政策などの立て直しが必要になります。再稼働する労力と予算は、代わりに事故の収束と人々への救済に充ててください。2014年4月11日、サンフランシスコベイエリア住民有志ノーニュークスアクションコミッティ福島レスポンスベイエリアバッドシーウィードプロジェクト萩谷海、以上です。So, should I translate it? Okay, briefly. So, to the PM Abe and to the Minister of the Reconstruction, Takumi Nemoto. It's been 3 years and 1 month since the ongoing nuclear accident in Fukushima had started. We, amongst the California residents, we have been monitoring on our own about the radiations due to radioactivity due to the Fukushima, and also we are trying to create a team to monitor our food radiation. Hey. And also there are people who are learning from this nuclear accident, and they're helping each other every day. And needless to say, there are so many people from Fukushima and Tohoku area who are evacuated, and we are supporting each other and supporting this ongoing nuclear accident. We're the people who live in the U.S. and who are connected and united in solidarity with Japan, and we are very concerned, and this is why we're visiting the Consulate General of Japan each month. Last month, we have done coordinated action amongst all the consulates and embassies in the U.S. And across the U.S., people brought their voices, raised their voices to Japan. We are very happy that embassy and consulates are available to us for the people of Japan and everybody who is connected to Japan. We are empowered by that. Therefore, we are today also bringing our voice to PM Abe and also to Mr. Nemoto. We don't have to explain so much, but we are raising our voice here from California, and also we know that Japan's policy is based on U.S. nuclear policy, so we are raising voice within also to the U.S., and we're making 3 points here. One, every child who lives in a place that is highly radiated, they should be granted evacuation and any kind of treatment, medical support. Please assess and apply the Shienho, the support law for nuclear accident evacuees and children in every municipal government. And please give the power to every municipality to change this law according to the situation of a child or children. And also, we have passed the the nuclear treaty pact with the Turkey and the UAE. This should be repealed right now. Turkey had so many earthquakes, and there are more than 100 groups who are already protesting against nuclear power, building of nuclear power in Turkey with the help of Japan. There will be more than 2 兆円. I don't know how to translate it into English, but this budget must be used for evacuees and also for the people who are surviving this accident and earthquakes. Regardless where they're from or where they are right now, please monitor every child with their thyroid cancer, and please spend this money for the bills for their medical care. Right now, 1/3 of fuel rods are taken out of the spent fuel pool in nuclear reactor 4 in Fukushima Daiichi, but there's no explanation for the people who are in this neighborhood, nor for the Kanto area, larger, greater Kanto area. And we would demand NHK, the national TV and radio stations, to monitor this and broadcast this every day. These are 3 simple requests from us. And even making change for these 3 things, we have to figure out what to do in the next several decades upon our budgeting, what we do as a nation state, national policy, and foreign policy. So please do not restart any reactor plant. Bring all the human power and budget to correct every wrongdoing that have done so far for the Fukushima Daiichi. Please fix Fukushima, and please help support the people. April 11, 2014, every concerned persons from San Francisco Bay Area, No Nukes Action Committee, Fukushima Response Bay Area, Bad Seaweed Project, Umihagitani. Thank you.
Thank you. Umi-chan, could you put in this in?
Okay.
Usually here, consul is standing and then taking this letter in person, and then they have been promising to send it to Tokyo, guarantee. But anyway, I'm gonna send this to today. One of the attendant of the rally, Connie, volunteered to bring to the office. So let her go, and then after she comes back, let's interview to her what's happened. Okay? いってらっしゃい。お願いします。早川コンソ。
Thank you, Tony.
Or any console.
Applause, applause.
はい。 でもさ、あんまり目立っちゃうとラリーから来たなっていうのが分かっちゃって。We saw kind of a sneak in. If they know that came from rally, they might shut there. So I thought it was very quiet. But anyway, very interesting how they treat her. She doesn't get arrested. Here, Yoko Clark is her teacher of Japanese. She's worrying so much, sending her student. I think it's okay. So, okay, let's continue to speak out. We have one more person. His name is Stephen. I think he really did before for the against the nuclear weapon before. So let's hear what he's gonna say. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Stephen. Yeah.
Thank you. In the world, all the birds of the world know to keep their nests clean. They have not done that at Fukushima. 38% of the young girls in the Fukushima area have thyroid cysts that will lead to cancer. Japanese government, this council, protecting TEPCO with the State Secrets Act. Former Prime Minister Naoto Kan said, we came so close. We would almost have to evacuate 40 million people. 60,000 square kilometers. This is the Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, said 60,000 square kilometers would have had to been evacuated permanently. It's still that dangerous. Unit 4 has enough spent fuel and radioactivity to contaminate the Earth. It's time to call these people what they are. You consular people should come out here and join us because you're representing a bunch of murderers. They're killing children. Come and join us. No more Fukushimas. Thank you.
Thank you. Steve.
Hold it. Okay, I wanted to say that I forgot to mention in my report to visit in Japan, and that is that this rally that we're having to speak out is being seen in Japan, thanks to a supporter here who's streaming this. And the people in Japan are encouraged by the fact that people in the United States and America are here in solidarity with them. Because this is not just an issue for Japan, it's an issue for the people of the United States, it's an issue for the people of India, from Turkey, all over the world. And President Obama is going to be going to Japan this month, the latter part of April. And unfortunately, President Obama and the US government are not only are they encouraging Japan to restart nuclear plants, but they're also going to spend $8 billion in the United States to build new nuclear plants, small nuclear plants that they say will be better, more efficient. Well, the question is where do you put the nuclear waste? In Japan, there are 500,000 tons of radiated water. Every day, those plants are giving off radiated water, and that water is contaminated, and they're building tanks, and these tanks are leaking. And there will be another big earthquake in Japan, like there will be an earthquake in San Francisco and in California. And when that earthquake comes, unfortunately, if that water is not removed, it will end up in the ocean. And when it goes in the ocean, it travels throughout the Pacific region. It travels to other countries. And the sad thing about it is the politicians here in California, Senator Feinstein, Senator Boxer, Congresswoman Pelosi, Congresswoman Barbara Lee, they're silent. Not one of them has made a statement that we should not restart the nuclear plants in Japan. Are they not concerned about their own families, much less the people of California? You would think that they would say, for the safety of their own families, we need to close down these plants and not allow them to reopen. But there's silence. So our activity here is critical to educate people, to put the word out that it is not safe, that you cannot decontaminate Fukushima, and that we need to redouble our efforts to organize campaigns to stop the restarting of the nuclear plants and to demand that the Abe government be held accountable. Now, as Cecile was saying, the Nuclear Regulatory Commission now says they're not responsible for these nuclear plants in the United States. Well, who is responsible? You know, they take their profits. These companies are certainly responsible for taking money from the making of electrical power through nuclear power. They don't say, I'm not going to take my profits because these plants are unsafe. They're continuing to make billions of dollars from these plants, and we, the taxpayers, are paying for them because we subsidize them. They cannot even get insurance for these nuclear plants in the United States. Why can they not get insurance? Because they're too dangerous, because people know that if there's a nuclear accident, it costs billions of dollars, and Southern California Edison, which was forced after a successful campaign to close down San Onofre, wants the ratepayers to pay for the cleanup of this plant. I consider that outrageous. Why should the ratepayers pay for the cleanup of San Onofre when this company lied, and Mitsubishi and this company lied about the safety of this plant? So we have a job to do. We will continue to organize, we will continue to educate, and we will continue to speak out against nuclear power for the evacuation of the children and the families of Fukushima. We say, shut the nuclear plants, free the children now. 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 Shut the nuclear plants, save the children now.
As you know, Japan agreed, and the U.S. asked to return the plutonium from Japan to U.S. Like hundreds of kilograms of plutonium. But isn't it so laughable? Because we still have tons of plutonium in Japan. Tons of tons.
We're returning some of them to the U.S.
Yeah, but it's just a part of it. I wish they take everything. But if take it, America will be dangerous too, right? Plutonium, we cannot do anything except make what? Nuclear weapon? Anyway, that's the reason neighboring Asian countries, especially China and South Korea, are expressing the concern that Japan might make the nuclear weapon one day, because plutonium can be used to make a nuclear weapon. Because Japanese attitude of this militarism, so that it is really nervous, making nervous to the neighboring country. The Connie came back, so let's get the report.
Can you give us a report?
Yeah, Connie, give us a report.
Oh, they wouldn't take it.
Yeah, could you?
Maybe we should all go in.
So you went to the there for the reception, and then
And they let me. I went upstairs.
You went. Okay.
I went upstairs to see the Consulate General, but they would not let me go in. They just told me they would get me for trespassing if I tried to go any further. If I didn't leave, they were going to arrest me for trespassing.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Really.
But
They would not even take the
they wouldn't take the letter, and he was really nasty, and so I had to bite my tongue. But anyway, so.
Well, thank you so much,
ごめんな
Connie.
さい。
Yeah, とんでもない。どういたしまして。But is this really illegal to give the letter? That we have 陳情書. This is a law that they officially have to accept from the citizen. We call it 陳情書. We have law. We said the 請願書 before that have to go through the congressman. But 陳情書 doesn't have to be congressman. We can give it to the official. They must accept it. I don't know why.
I'm so afraid of.
Yeah, I don't know. Right. What they're afraid of. Just take it, please. Because officials have an obligation, duty to listen the citizens' voice. We are not the terrorists. We have so much concern about the nuclear policy and the victim of Fukushima. So it is very, very puzzled why they don't take it. But I try to mail this by certified mail tomorrow again. It costs a lot by certified mail, but we try again. You have anything else?
Okay.
Can we say a few slogans in Hindi? Very simple slogans.
She's going to make some slogans in Hindi.
Can I have a couple of words?
Yeah. Just a couple of slogans. Okay, Zindabad means long live. Okay, so we will say Japanese people, Zindabad. Long live Japanese people. So Japanese people, Zindabad. Zindabad, Zindabad. Japanese people, Zindabad. Nuclear power, Murdabad. It means death to nuclear power. Murdabad, Murdabad. Nuclear power, Murdabad. Zindabad, Zindabad. Japanese people, Zindabad. Thank you.
Can you talk
Thank
about
you.
what's going on in India? Talk about what's going on in India.
Yeah, I already did. You know,
She
little
did.
bit.
You talked about the plants
She
there.
did. So please, your name first.
Bob, I'm going to ask everybody a question, and you might find this very interesting because I did. How long would it take for the entire planet to be on a sustainable energy? To get rid of all the natural gas, the carbon fuels, everything? How long do you think it would take to make a transformation to the just sustainables?
Some people believe it can happen very quickly.
Okay.
We already have.
But what are we being told? We're being told 20, 40, 50 years, maybe towards the end of the century. I just read an article by Naomi Klein. Some of you may know her. And she talked about fracking, but she talked about a study by Stanford scientists who did like a feasibility study to see how long it would actually take to get off the carbon fuels. And it's not even 20 years. It's the year 2030. The entire planet could be on sustainables. So when you hear people telling, and this is I believe the leader among the scientists was a man named Jacob Nicholson, but this is Stanford, and they did a very thorough study of how it could actually transpire. So don't let the industry tell you, no, we can't go off this. It's just going to take a very, very long time. That's only about 16 years away, but we have to start right now.
2030, no more dirty. 2030, no more dirty.
2030, no more dirty. 2030, no more dirty. 2030, no more dirty. Zindabad, Japanese people.
Zindabad, Zindabad.
Zindabad, Zindabad.
Japanese people, Zindabad.
Japanese people, Zindabad.
Murdabad, Murdabad.
Murdabad, Murdabad.
TEPCO, Murdabad.
TEPCO, Murdabad.
I mean, death to TEPCO.
Yeah. TEPCO, Murdabad. Zindabad, Japanese people.
Japanese people.
Shut down all the nukes. Shut down all the nukes. Fukushima never again. 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 next month 11th, May 11th, that is a Mother's Day. I think it's Sunday. The consulate is closed. They might be very happy to be not bothered by us. But I really, this is called 宙に浮いた手紙. It is the letter don't know where to go. If they refuse to receive them, do you think we send this by certified mail? They take it?
Yes.
They
have to.
Yes.
They have to.
Signature
Yes.
requested.
Yes, they have to. But the fact that they're afraid to take the letter is a statement in itself. What government is afraid to take a letter on issues of concern to the people of Japan and the people of the world? What are they afraid of?
A rogue government.
I mean, raises a real question about what kind of government that you have in Japan, that they will not even accept a letter from their own citizen about what is going on in Japan. I mean, that is an outrage, and I think the people of this country and the world have to hear about this. This government, which says it's a legitimate government, won't take a letter from people about issues of concern to the people of Japan and people of the world. And I think maybe we'll have a surprise for them in the future. If they won't take a letter, maybe they will have to accept 20 or 30 people sitting in their office. That might be then they might get the decision, get the idea that they should take the letter and not take something else. A sit-in. So this is really an outrage, and we're not going to stop organizing and educating. And I think that the fact that they're afraid to take the letter shows that we're having an effect with them. I mean, that's actually a statement that they're afraid to take a letter. The big Japanese government, which is spending billions of dollars in Fukushima, is afraid to take a letter from people about what their concerns are. So I think we have to continue organizing. Next month, on May the 10th, we're going to have a potluck and a film showing at the Western branch of the Berkeley Library on University. And on the 11th, we will be back here. So I hope all of you can participate. And we're going to unite with people from India, people from Turkey, people from all over who are facing nuclear plants. We don't want to have any more Fukushimas. We can't afford another Fukushima. That's why we're here. We're here to save the people of Japan, the people of Fukushima, the people of the world. Thank you.
Thank you. And if you can, each of you maybe phone the consulate or made something complaint, because what is the reason they don't take this letter? It's nothing impolite. This is our concern, deeply concerned about Fukushima and the nuclear policy. They must take it. So if you have a chance, please complain to Consul of Japan in San Francisco. And then we should let the American people know that they didn't take it.
Make small signal or speak the sign language. Hate, hate, radiation. Hate, hate, radiation. In Japanese, I hate radiation. It's easy and it's contextualized, so make small signal, any language, you talk about it. Regardless, like you're for nuclear power plant or you feel secure by the presence of nuclear weapons, nobody likes radiation. Yesterday, there was a news from Hanford site. 26 workers at the Hanford site were carried to emergency room. And they were released immediately because their medical records were cleared off and they got Tylenol and all that and came out. The symptoms were nasal bleeding and shivering, and they had the fever and they had coughing and vomiting. And after 2 weeks, 2 people courageously came out and said that we don't trust this. That the media and Hanford site released a press release saying that these people have been back to the workplace and this didn't happen. So they said, oh, before you media came, we were bleeding from our nose for 1 day, and he was coughing, loud. And then this woman was also talking about nasal bleeding, and they said that it was getting worse and worse in the 2 weeks. So they don't trust them anymore. So it's the U.S. government problem. So speaking in English is very important as well. Like speak. This is hate in sign language. Hate, I detest, and make what is it? Pray. This is R. This is R. You can make R, and this is A. So this is radiation. This is radiation. That's what I learned. The historical differences between the sign language. This is radiation in English because it stands for radiation. But in Japan, that has experienced Hiroshima and Nagasaki, radiation is this, meaning mushroom cloud. Historically, contextually is different, but you can also do that. In Japanese, dislike is this. I hate. Anyway, it's going like this, so you can talk to the people. Yeah, speak in your language. We don't like radiation. Yeah.
Thank you. This is the first location we did because the consulate moved. I think this is a good place for exposure. So do not give up. Let's get together. May 11th, 3 o'clock here again. Shut down all the nukes! 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 再稼働反対! 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 Shut down all the nukes! 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 Thank you! See you next time! Thank you next time! Thank you.